Hello, hello, family. Hello, friends. Hello, loved ones. Hello, you guys. I hope guys are doing well, and thank you for joining Code Black. And so, as you guys have probably already seen from the title, we will be discussing why don't men approach women anymore. And of course, this is not all inclusive to all men, but this is a great majority of men these days. They just flat out don't approach anymore. And a lot of men just kind of wait for the right moment to approach. But back in the day, guys would just kind of approach, and then they would find the one that, the one woman that they would approach and would get her number, or a lot of guys would just kind of get a lot of numbers. But nowadays, you don't see that anymore. And on the other side of that, you have women. Oh, before I continue, you guys, please like, share, and subscribe. And also, please leave any comments that you may have, whether you disagree or agree, or what input that you may have on this conversation. I would be glad to hear what you guys have to say. Um, but yeah, on the other side of that, you have women who say, "Oh, well, guys don't approach anymore. Guys are different. You know, guys are not gentlemen anymore. Um, times have changed." And you hear all of that. And the thing about it is, yes, there are bits and pieces of those things that factor into it, but I don't think that that is the overall majority. Um, I really believe, from my assessment and speaking with different people and different men and different, just being out and seeing, um, the response that many men get, I have come to the conclusion that a lot of men, they're not scared to approach, or it's not that they think that a woman should approach them. To be quite honest, most men think and feel that they should approach, because that's kind of always been, what we do, what people did. Now, you do have a good portion of men who feel that if a woman approaches, they're okay with that. They're comfortable with that. They would not mind that. But that's not something that men actually expect. So, for example, as women, we go out and we almost expect to get hollered at. We almost expect for a guy to approach us or come up to, at least a lot of women kind of expect that. Some women may not, but most of us do. We expect that. Well, guys, on the other hand, they don't expect to get hollered at when they go out. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That don't even sound right, just coming out like that. Guys don't expect that. They just kind of, they go out and they may shoot their shot or they may not. A lot of guys these days are just kind of waiting to shoot their shot at the right moment, in the right moment, at the right spot, with the right woman. And then you have guys who are old school with it. But a lot of guys, I just feel like a lot of guys, they don't approach anymore. A lot, and it has to do with, they really don't have to. Because, unfortunately, there are many people, many women in situations that make it so easy for them that they don't have to, approach. They don't have to start a conversation. They don't. I mean, there are situations like that. And like for myself, I'm very traditional. I'm very old school when it comes to that. I will not approach a man. I do believe a man should approach me. However, I understand that I have to give that man a cue, right? So for me, I'm going to look his way. I'm going to smile. I may even wave. I may nod my head. I may, um, walk in the area and then turn around and look back, like look at whatever, give him a cue that I would like for him to engage me. Or I may, even, if I'm out at a concert, how are you enjoying the concert? He may say, "Oh, I'm loving it." And I'm like, "Okay, well, good." And hope, of course, at that moment, I'm thinking he's going to continue to engage. So, there are ways you can give your cues to a man so that he knows that he needs to that you would like for him to um you know possibly ask you for your number or whatever the case may be. But I'm going to give you guys, some reasons why I think major reasons why I think a lot of guys are not approaching women anymore. Earlier I named because in many situations they really don't have to. And of course I believe this depends on the spot. This depends on the type of crowd, things of that nature. Um, And then, like I said, I also named earlier that, a lot of guys are just kind of waiting on the right moment, the right situation and the right person. So it's almost like everything kind of has to be aligned with the heavens for, certain guys to approach, because they don't just approach anybody and they're very particular and things like that. Um, but I, I want to talk about how and this is just what I see, and I got to say something because it really needs to stop. I just can't stand it. And a lot of times, you'll see a guy and he's going over, he's going to shoot his shot, and then he's laughed at, he's shamed, things like that. And that's just horrible, because this is the thing. As women, we have to understand, because a lot of women sometimes tend to think, "Oh, well, he's a man, he knows." That should be expected. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No man expects to get disrespected or humiliated or made fun of because he finds a woman attractive. And this is the thing, you know, sometimes I see these memes, or I see people who speak out on social media about, "Oh, this Negro in my inbox." Well, damn, he finds you attractive. That's a good thing. He may be, if he's single and he's emotionally available and he's a single man, why not? He's supposed to be in your inbox. Because if he wasn't, you would be talking about how men ain't men no more and how it's hard to get a man or whatever. This is my thing. It's like I use logic with a lot of things. I'm just very flat out logic with a lot of things. And I find it, if a man, now, of course, as women, and having a standard, you don't just talk and commune with every single person that come in your inbox. Not in that way anyways. But if a man is attracted to you, okay, I would think if you are attractive or you find yourself attractive, that's a good thing for a man to be attracted to you. Not unless you're attracted to the opposite sex, then okay, maybe not. But for those of us who are attracted to the opposite sex, um, it's a good thing that a man is in the inbox and he's saying things like, "Hello, how are you doing? I hope you had a wonderful day," or whatever, to engage you, to start a conversation. That's not something that you should run off and talk about and joke and clown about. I just don't think that's not something that women should do. It's just it's distasteful. It's a turn off to many men, and it's like, why? Because if you're not interested, then you're just not interested. Why does it have to be that element of clowning or whatever? So I just wanted to point that out. But as women, we gotta understand, when a man get up enough courage or enough, confidence to approach a woman that he believes is attractive and that maybe he believes could start something. Um, that to me, within itself, should be taken into consideration and it should be respected. Now, of course, if this guy comes in your inbox or he comes at you physically, like you're out somewhere and he comes up to you and it's, hey baby, or let me holler at you, or whatever, that's different. But if a man is he's respecting you. Hey sis, I find you very attractive. If you're single, I would love to get to know you. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't understand why that's even, people shame men for that or try to put them on blast. It's absolutely crazy to me when I see certain women do that, you know. And then they wonder why, oh well, nobody's approaching me, or oh, guys don't approach anymore. Guys are not gentlemen. Guys are not shivers. Of course they're not if they're being treated like that every time they turn around. Now, if you're the type of woman and you walk up to men and you approach men, then all means this video probably has nothing to do with you. But if you are a woman who when you go, and many of us are, when we go somewhere and we're single, we want a guy to approach us, to find us attractive, a guy that we are attracted to. Nobody wants to be or feel like the ugly duckling in the group, if you're in a group. So, I mean, come on, like to me, I find it ridiculous. But one of the reasons is disrespect. There is an element of just straight up disrespect. I seen a video that went viral. It was this chick. She was at a store, like a corner store or something like that, and a guy, he was probably nerdy or whatever, and he approached her and asked her for her number, and she just immediately got her phone out and got on Snapchat or something, and started taping the interaction at this point. And then she's making fun of this guy. And all he did was come up to her and say something along the lines of, I think you're beautiful and I would like your number. Now, this is the thing. If you look, you may not, as women, we may not be attracted to every single guy that comes up to us. And we are not obligated to give anybody the time of day if we're not attracted to that person. Absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying. But you don't disrespect that man or young man in some cases. It's just wrong, and when I'm saying you, I'm not saying you guys that are listening, but I'm just saying, like, as women, we gotta really be understanding about that. It's just flat out disrespectful for a guy to get up the nerve to approach, and then now you got your phone out. Ha ha ha! Look, he trying to talk. I mean, who cares? He's supposed to, right? You're an attractive woman. You don't have a ring on your finger. What is wrong with that? And then this whole thing about guys being, what is it? Oh, he's thirsty. How is he like, I can understand if this guy was in your inbox, your friend's inbox, your friend's inbox, and your friend's inbox. But if he is in your inbox or he comes up to you, this is the first time you've ever seen or met this person, how is that thirst? How is it thirst? I mean, it's always been, if a man finds a woman attractive, that's just the basics of just humanity. You approach. So one of the reasons why guys are just flat out saying, you know what, I'm not just gonna waste my time. Like, I'm not. And in many cases, I don't blame them. But one of those reasons, like I named before, is disrespect. Just the disrespect that many guys go through. They're just like, I'm done. Um, and disrespect goes both ways. It could be the disrespect to yourself, and it could be the direct disrespect to the man who's trying to who's approaching. It could be a guy, he maybe he's thinking about approaching. Maybe he's gonna come up and approach. Maybe he's gonna ask. But then the woman sometimes can do disrespect herself, and now he's like, "Ooh, no, 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 no." Maybe a woman I've seen in cases where, you know, we're standing together in a group, and group of girls, and then some guys behind us, and then the guys kind of just turned around and started talking, and then the one chick, she gets to making comments or making little remarks about penis size, and it's like they looking like, okay, yeah, like, it's this is like, chick, you just met these people. So now the guy that might have said, hey, let me walk you to the car. Hey, my name is so and so. He may was gonna approach you and talk to you. Now you bring up penis size, that may be a turn off. Or maybe for some guys it's a turn on. Some guys, they don't care, you know. But that's disrespect. So disrespect goes both ways. Is basically what I'm saying. It could be directed towards the guy, and then also on the woman, on the female herself. Another thing is this thing of embarrassment. You know, um, a guy approaches, and you're laughing, pointing at shoes, pointing at a hat or teeth or whatever may be wrong, or which what a woman may think is wrong. And there's no need for that. There's no need for that. Um and I'm trying not to be like so overly, like, oh, you should do this and this is wrong. I really am. I'm trying not to be like that, but this is my thing. If the shoe was on the other foot, let's say us as women, we have male children, boys. And I boy, he's 16, and he approached another 16-year-old girl, and then she started making fun of his shoes. Just imagine how that would make him feel. Well, guess what? Men are the same. Embarrassment, it's uncalled for. If there are ways to let not let I don't want to use the word let a man down or let a guy down, but there are ways to, basically say, look, um I'm not interested, without the disrespect and without the embarrassment. And I've seen that so many times where a guy approach a woman or a chick somewhere, and just laughing so hard and pointing, and he knows what's going on, you know and to be quite honest, it costs nothing to look a guy in the face, or and say, I'm having a really good time tonight. I really appreciate you, but I'm not giving out my number or anything. I'm kind of, I'm not I'm not doing that. Or, you know, if you are dating a guy, and you really are dating a guy, just tell him, look, I'm already dating a guy, and we have an understanding, and I'm not going to give my number out. I'm not giving my number out, or whatever. But the disrespect, the embarrassment, and believe me, I I've done that several times. I've been approached, and I've flat out told guys, I really appreciate you. I think seem like an amazing guy or a good guy, but I am, not going to give my number. I didn't plan on giving my number out, or I'm dating a guy, I'm dating someone, and we actually have, you know, um agreed that we would not date other people or whatever. And guys respect that. They respect when you're honest. The good ones. I mean, you got guys that's like, "Oh, you dating? I don't care what do you got to do with me?" and things like that. But for the most part, I think they are. I mean, I guess it kind of depends on where you are, and the type of crowd that's there. Um, so yeah, so just disrespect, embarrassment, showing off. This is another thing. A guy approaches, and he's met with a female trying to show off in front of her friends that somebody like her or that somebody's giving her some attention, and I've seen that too. And that is just not cool. And now, don't get me wrong, they're showing off on both sides because I've seen guys show off as well. But this video is not about what the guys do. This video is about why guys are not approaching women, why a lot of guys are not approaching women these days, and why you have a lot of women who are, they're frustrated with, not being approached or and to be quite honest, it's not necessarily all women. So you have women who, maybe they're getting approached online a lot, and maybe they're posting, revealing pictures or pictures with their breast, or the nipples hard, or they posting pictures of camel toes, and they're being approached left and right in the inbox. So these sisters may not be the ones, but the sisters who, hold themselves up to different standards, and who try to be ladylike and try to, you know, um, be more so discreet and conservative in what they post and things like that. A lot of ladies are saying that they're not being approached, and that, um, they think that guys are scared or what. And guys are not, let me tell you something, guys are not scared. And guys are actually, real men, they are intrigued with the pursuit and, the um the pursuit, the courtship, the you know the idea of, this is the one I want and this is the one that I'm going to get. They that's something that intrigues many men. And so but those guys, some of those guys, even they're not approaching. They're not approaching. I've heard several different stories with guys basically stating that, man, I was gonna approach this chick one time, and man, her friends were hating, man, and da 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 and da da da. And there's a little bit of that too. But I think as ladies, we kind of know when our friends is hating. After a while, we kind of know. We kind of know when the friend is hating. But yeah, back to the showing off. That's the big thing too. The showing off. Clowning, doing too much. And things like that. And guys, they don't need all of that. God finds you attractive. That's really all he needs to approach many times. Obviously, attractive and maybe presenting yourself the way that he may like for women to present themselves. That's all he needs. He don't need no show or no entertainment, no showing off. He don't need all that. Most guys don't even want all that anyways, because they're trying to approach and they don't need the whole place or the whole spot knowing that, they don't need all of that a lot of times. Another thing is body language. A lot of times as women, we don't really understand it's not that we don't understand, but we don't realize that it's our body language that, guys are like, I'm not approaching. She looks preoccupied. She looks too, too tipsy, too drunk. Uh, she ain't caring that her booty's hanging out while she's dancing. And I'm just naming different accounts of, body language, and how some guys can perceive our the body language as, oh no, I'm not going to approach. The resting, what they call it, resting bitch face. Excuse my language. Where you just got this look on your face like you don't want to be bothered. Um, what else? Just body language. And they make it in their up a point in their mind, okay, I'm not approaching because I don't know if I'm gonna get cursed out. I don't know if homegirl is, in a good mood. I don't know if homegirl is, and then we live in, which is my last point, why men don't approach. It is another major reason is the Me Too. A lot of these men, they're not trying to get Me Too'd. You know, they approach, y'all have a conversation. Maybe, you walk into the guy walks the woman to the car. Maybe they kiss, and then 2 days later, the police knocking on his door saying that he inappropriately, sexually, whatever, and that's becoming an issue as well. I see a lot of guys, and Me Too don't is not just in the workplace. Me Too is can be any type of situation where a woman is allegedly blaming a man for some type of sexual harassment, sexual misconduct, handling her in an inappropriate way that she believes was sexual in nature. It's all kinds of things. And guys are like, Many of them are like, you know. And so there you have it. Those are, in my opinion, the major reasons why many guys are not approaching. I just want to put away that myth, which I believe is a myth of, oh, guys are scared. Oh, we're living in a different day and time, and guys are just different. Look, no. God, at the core, guys are the same. Guys are guys. They're logical beings. They like to solve problems. They're problem solvers by nature. They like the hunt and the chase and and all of that. So they're not scared. Believe me, ladies, they're not scared. So I wanted to make this video because there's some talks that I've seen about, guys not approaching anymore. And this is another thing, ladies. Also be ladies and gentlemen, also be aware of, like, we're living in a day and time where a lot of people are doing things online. People are dating, people are meeting each other online. And be open to that, because to be quite honest, I don't see anything wrong with a guy, jumping in the DMs. If he's a serious guy. I have a few friends who have literally met a guy on Instagram or Facebook or one of the social medias. I have a friend. I have a friend that I went to college with, and he met his wife on YouTube. And so, and we living in a day. I have there's a lady that I consider a mentor. I don't know her personally, but she's been a mentor to me because I've watched several of her videos. And she met her guy on Facebook, her husband, older lady. And so I'm not opposed to that. And I think that we got to keep that in mind. So, because a lot of times people are quick to say, oh, he got in my DMs. Well, hell, he was attracted to you. Maybe he thought you was a nice woman, and he wanted to see for himself and possibly get to know you and start up a conversation. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, if you are unattracted, you're not attracted to that guy, or you have no desire to, get to know him or whatever, just be honest. Don't clown, don't disrespect, don't embarrass, don't show off. Don't do none of that. It's you don't have to, and also simply telling the guy, look, I'm just not interested. Guys can respect that over trying to disrespect, clown, embarrass, show off. They can respect that all the way. And I know this for a fact because I've had guys approach me in person. And I've said, look, I don't want to give you my number, but thank you so much. I really appreciate you, showing your interest. And they're like, okay, I can respect that. I can respect that. And, I went my way, they went their way, and we see each other every now and then. And, hey, how you doing? I hope things are working out for you, you know, and that's the end of it. And a lot of times it had to do with, within that maybe 3 or 4 minutes of just talking, guy says, "Oh man, she seems like a pretty cool chick." And, maybe, I can't give her, she doesn't want to give me her number for whatever reason, but man, we had a pretty good conversation. So I just wanted to say that, you guys, I hope this video helped some of you guys. And I thought it was a really good topic to talk about because, this is something that I see a lot, and I see it online. I see memes and, oh, he's thirsty type of things. And I said, you know what, let me just clear the air because, I look at things totally different, and I look at things from a logical standpoint. I also do want to point out that under no circumstances am I saying that every guy that try to talk to you or holler at you, you give the time of day or you treat like a king. Absolutely not. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that being nice and sweet and respectful goes a long way. Goes a long way. It doesn't take anything to simply say, no, I'm not interested. Thank you so very much. I appreciate what it doesn't take nothing to say that and then go your own way. So just keep that in mind, ladies, gentlemen. And so like I said, I would love for you guys to leave comments, tell me your thoughts about this. What have you been your experiences? And let me know what you guys are thinking. And so I love you guys. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Maybe I'll come on again tomorrow. Maybe I'll come on live tomorrow. So I love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you are a new subscriber. Also, like and share. And I see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.